truckin'.
Okay.
Got my chips cashed in. Keep truckin'. Like the blue dog man together.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus. And today we're checking out the Grateful Dead, Truckin', for the first time ever. I've never heard this song. You know, I did my first time reaction to the Grateful Dead, and, you know, I had never heard any of their music until I reacted to them on this channel. This is only the second time I'm reacting to them. And they're one of those groups that you hear about. You see the logos. Their artwork is uncanny. I live in Colorado, and they always, I think, do shows at Red Rocks. I don't know. I associate their artwork with, like, you know, concert graphics from Red Rocks. I might just be tripping because the artwork for Red Rock shows is always impeccable. But anyways, you know, when I see their artwork, I didn't imagine what I just heard there. This truckin' thing going on. It's like, it's kind of like in a country vein, kind of, you know, reminds me of something maybe I'd hear with the Eagles a little bit, but it doesn't sound like the Eagles at all. I just don't know where to place it. But what I'm trying to get at is from the artwork, because everything I know about the Grateful Dead is from T-shirts and the artwork that people just always have, the bumper stickers or T-shirts of Grateful Dead. So I'm thinking like psychedelic type of music from the art I've heard. This, maybe it's psychedelic, but from what I'm hearing so far, I'm just like, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's hit the road or something. I don't know. I just heard, 21 seconds of it. So let's get into it. If you guys are here for an absolutely first-time reaction, like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back,
I can't dance,
welcome
man.
back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. 40.
All right, let's get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out my other channel, Pegasus vs. the World, over there, I've been doing travel vlogging and movie reactions. However, all the music and the music reactions happen right here on this channel. If you want access to these reactions early, there's a link in the description to the membership. Gives you early access. I update it every day. There's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released to the public yet. Regardless, thank you guys for your support. Shout out to all the members on the channel. Helps me keep the lights on. Let's get this going. I am watching this from the Grateful Dead's official YouTube channel. I'd love for you guys to go over there and watch this on your own and your own accord, especially after watching this video, because what I'm doing, it's never a substitute for the original. Now, people are coming here for my breakdown, review, commentary, you know, insights, because I'm so insightful. But, you know, like, it's important to listen to the music the way it was intended, you know? So do that if you'd be so kind. Now, let's hear about the Grateful Dead. This is a song called Truckin'. It looks like it was remastered in 2015, so I'm getting that extra, that 2015, Hold on. Let's clarify. It was remastered. Actually, I'll look it up through the reaction when this song came out. I know it didn't come out in 2015. I ain't gonna let y'all do that to me in the comments. Almost like a blues swing
Truckin',
there.
got my chips cashed in. Keep truckin', like the doo-dah man together. More or less in line, just keep truckin' on.
Arrows of neon and flashing marquees out on Main Street. Chicago, New York, Detroit, and it's all on the same street. A typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings.
Dallas got a soft machine. Houston, too close to New Orleans. New York got the ways and means and just won't let you be.
Most of the cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home.
Yo, this is kind of crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie, dog. Like the way he just came in, like, well,
Most of the cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home.
yo, that's hard. I'm going back and forth from liking and loving this track. The trucking part I like, but the verses, I just, and not like you know how I'm like, oh, the lyrics, da 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 da. Nah, like I like the delivery, the style of they're like styling on me. I just didn't expect this from the Grateful Dead. You know, in the beginning there were some chords that made me feel kind of bluesy, but then I think we have an organ in here. You know, there's so many different things that are going on. I did not expect this from the Grateful Dead at all. Now, this whole truckin' thing, there's multiple ways that I'm interpreting it immediately. One, as like I'm driving a semi-truck and I'm just delivering on a long haul. You know, we on our Smokey and the Bandit. Let's get it popping. We trucking, right? Very surface level, very basic. Then I think of the concept of trucking like that as a touring artist. Like this reminds me of like when I was tour managing and I did my first tour managing gig in a tour bus, because I started out tour managing people in a tour van with a trailer, which was horrible. That was the grinder. The tour bus is a little bit better, but all of it's just like how they're just mentioning different things. And I don't know, that just reminded, I had flashbacks, you guys. And for those that don't know, like I'm a hip hop artist, rapper, but with my career, I was independent underground, right? And I did a bunch of touring. But then when I was unable to, let's say, get on a tour and get paid as an opener, I learned how to tour manage. And this allowed me to get on tours to open up the concert, like as the artist, like the opening rapper. And I would get paid because I was getting paid as a tour manager and not an artist, if that makes sense. So, you know, the hustle is real. But that chapter's closing. I was thinking about that. I think I don't know. Anyways, that's what that reminded me of, right? The life of traveling and being on the road. And it goes simultaneously for me in my brain, because I have a good friend who has a trucking company now, but he started out as just a trucker, or like being on tour, living on the road, like these bands that are just always out, you know, just touring. But then the subtle trifecta hit me. The way they were presenting this could also be like, hey, you got to just keep trucking through life, right? You just got to keep going. The moment you stop, you know, the Reaper catches up to you, you know? So just keep trucking, dog. Just keep moving forward. That's the trifecta of this interpretation that I'm getting right now. Now, with the music, this doesn't get me hype. I'm not like, oh, let me put this in my gym playlist. Hell nah. Like, this isn't to me, I'm not playing this on Sunday in my house while we're cleaning or hanging out with the kids. This is specifically, I get in the car, I'm driving to Albuquerque from Colorado. I'm going to Arizona. I'm going to Vegas. Maybe I'm on a flight. But this specifically, this song sonically reminds me of driving through the Southwest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. That's just how I feel. That's how I personally bring it in. You know, go to New Mexico and stop at Blake's Burgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's what it's making me feel. And it makes me feel good because I grew up driving back and forth to Albuquerque, because that's where all of my mother's side of the family is and still remains. And I have such good memories of just the family trips, just trucking. All right, let's get it, man. Homeboy started rapping in this shit, man. Let's go. Oh, let me see when this came out. I gotta listen to these lyrics. When did the Grateful Dead release Truckin'?
Most of the cats that you meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home. One of these days, they know they gotta get going. Out of the door and down to the street all alone.
Trucking like a doodah man once told me, you got to pay your hand. Sometimes the cards ain't worth a dime if you don't lay them down.
Yo, okay, let's talk about this real quick. The musicianship is incredible. Now, I'm no damn expert with guitars, pianos, organs, and nothing. Like, I'm just a guy on YouTube who likes to listen to music. But the more I listen to music with you guys, the more I pick up on stuff. And just how I even put that, like, just threw it in there casually. Like, hey, this ain't nothing, man. Like, this is what we do, dog. Come on, player. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Anyways, when did this come out? 1970. Cooking. You know, there's this signature sound from the 68 to like 72 where it's just, what was I listening to yesterday? Judy Collins, I think her name is, Both Sides, and it had that signature sound. I was like, hey, is this from and it was. I think it was from 67, actually. But anyways, this doesn't sound like that to me. This isn't in that capsulated 70s sound. I don't know what this is. I'm still trying to pinpoint the genre, again, not being an expert. I'm like, because there's like this country twang to it, but there's this little bit of blues, you know? But sometimes the way he's distributing the lyrics reminds me of scat, jazz, or rap. And I'm like, what are we doing, homie? Like, what? They really are grateful. They're great. Anyways, that didn't fit, did it? Oh, okay, we're trying to be cool, and we biffed it. We didn't hit the landing on that compliment to the Grateful Dead. But they're great. They're something else. Anyways, I love the way it comes with the lyrics in the second verse, because in the first one it wasn't as in my face like this. Like, to me it sounds like almost like rapping, scat, poetry, you know, something you do in the jazz hall or something. I don't know. I don't go to jazz halls, but I'm trying to be cool, you guys. Come on. Give me some kudo points real quick. Hey, Pegasus, you kind of cool, man, with those freckles, man. Hey, we're going to let you stick around, man. All right, we're rocking with Truckin'. Holy smokes.
It occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
This fucking, he's like,
What in the world ever became of Sweet Jane? She lost her sparkle, you know she isn't the same. Living on reds, vitamin C, and cocaine. All a friend can say is ain't it a shame?
Truckin' up the buffalo been thinking.
those verses are so short. The last one, you know, it's interesting that I caught on to this early in the track with this concept of keep things moving. So that the verse with the dude, oh, they act like they're doing good, but they're at home crying alone. Eventually, they're going to figure out they need to just keep going, even if it's on their own. Keep trucking, right? This concept of just keep it moving. But in that last verse, what I'm getting from the lyrics is that she's moving too fast, right? The fast life got her. This is like that rock star, superstar, traveling, touring, like on some rock star shit, and she's moving too fast. And it's almost like an example of there's different ways of trucking, keeping it moving, right? Moving too fast, not moving fast enough, being stagnant, stuck in one place. Oh, I'm heartbroken. She left me. I can't do anything. I don't know, man. This is actually kind of fire. Low key, this is kind of a banger. Yo. Oops. What did I push?
All a friend can say is ain't it a shame?
Ain't a shame.
Truckin' up the buffalo, been thinking you got to mellow slow. It takes time to pick a place to go and just keep trucking on.
Sitting and staring out of the hotel window. Got a tip, they're gonna kick the door in again. I'd like to get some sleep before I travel, but if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in.
Busted down on Bourbon Street, set up like a bowling pin, knocked down. It gets to wearing thin, they just won't let you be.
Now we some outlaws, huh? Now they outlaws, man. Now they in these streets. They trying to kick down the door for a warrant, and he just want to get some sleep. Yo, I think he said busking on Bourbon Street. So they're like playing, like there's so many elements to this, but it just sounds like they're, you know, out playing music on Bourbon Street now too. You know, the significance of this, I don't know, but I'm thinking to myself, I saw an interview, and I don't know who it was with. It was on Joe Rogan, and the person was talking about how they loved the Grateful Dead and they just followed their tours when they were younger. They would just follow their tours and just go to their shows. And that would lead me to believe that they were like a pretty hardcore touring band. You guys can clarify in the comments. And this would kind of fit that, right? Truckin', you know. And then the other thing is, like, I feel like you bring your audience with you. When you sing a song like this is what you play driving to the next show, right? Like, you're like, we're just trucking. We just follow the Grateful Dead and go to the concerts. And this does, now that I listen to this more, it does, again, I thought this would be like psychedelic kind of, you know, music because of their artwork. But to me, this is hippie music, like something that I could see hippies being like, da, 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 da. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'm just, you know, listening to something for the first time. Let's go.
You're sick of hanging around and you like to travel. Get tired of traveling, you want to settle down. I guess I can't revoke your soul for trying. Get out of the door, light out and look all around.
Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me, what a long, strange trip it's been. Truckin'.
Oh, I think they sealed it with a bow. We'll talk about it at the end. That last verse kind of maybe sealed the storyline for me about the band. This is actually pretty fire.
I'm going home. Whoa, whoa, baby, back where I belong. Back home, sit down and patch my bones and get back trucking. Home, 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 home.
No! I hate when they fade out like this. They're too good for a fade out, man. Whoever did this remaster did them dirty, because they're just playing at the end. We need to end with that bump or that. This can't end with a fade out, player. Y'all did Grateful Dead dirty, dog. That's some, like, you know, modern radio shit. I don't know, man. You can't do them like that. But anyways, we was trucking, you know. I guess trucking, you would fade. Anyways, yo, that last verse, dog. So there's a storyline here, I think. This last verse ended it. And also when they put the lights on me and sometimes I can barely see, like, at first I thought that might be something like philosophical. Like, I guess you could see it as a symbol of, you know, like, ding, like, you know, waking up, the light bulb. But it's about the lights on stage and then partying where your vision's blurry so you can barely see. That's fire. And so I connected all at the end with them talking about the life of a musician, right? The musician, you know, touring and trying to close that chapter, but maybe not. And I actually totally relate with that. Being a rapper, like, I miss touring, but then as I had kids, I'm like, dog, I'm not going back on the road. I'm not going to do it. Like, I want to go to my kids' jiu-jitsu practice and, you know, go to their swim lessons. And it's weird because I have homies in the game who are actually, like, toured their whole lives. They're in their 50s touring. Like, I'm talking about the rap game. You know, like, for example, Tech 9. And it's just a lifestyle they've adapted to. I just personally, I don't know. Once I had my first little kiddo, I don't know. I personally can't do that. So I don't know. But that's what this, it all connected the dots. And now it made me wonder if it's about just, you know, trucking in the form of like a band and then putting all these stories of what they saw on the road in it. You know, some chick partying, these dudes, you know, at the concert acting like they're happy, but they're really sad and alone. You know, maybe even the first one being in the tour bus and passing actual truckers, you know. I could be tripping, but there's something really cool here. Again, I think the most important part of this, if I took anything away from it, is that no matter what, just keep moving, dog. You know, because I feel like with modern music, it kind of started in the late 90s, 2000. It got real, you know, mental health driven. And it was really dark, depressing, and almost like, yo, I'm jumping off the ledge. It's like, nah, dog, just keep trucking, bro. Keep trucking. Just keep trucking. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I feel about some of the, like, I react to a lot of that, what I call mental health music. You know, let's say the Linkin Park and, you know, the Papa Roach stuff. But it's like, when I listen to it, I'm like, is this helping us get out of that rut? You know? Or, you know, I think some people, music like that will help get through something, but me personally, I gravitate to stuff like this. Even the sonically, there's this higher vibration. Truckin', da 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 da, keep trucking. Because you got to think, the story about the lady doing the cocaina, that's actually dark and crazy. And there's like, it's a shame, but the music and the delivery of the vocals just are like bouncy. I don't know. I'm all over the place with this reaction. Grateful Dead. We might have to do more of their stuff on the channel. I know I get requests. This one was recommended or requested heavily, but I do get these obscure emails, comments. I normally go off of the comments, but I every now and then I'll see an email flash in front of me. I remember someone recently being like, yo, da-da-da-da, Grateful Dead. It was more of an obscure song to react to. So I went back and was checking comments, and I remember a bunch of people asking for this one. So we'll see. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know what else I should check out The Grateful Dead, considering I'm just opening this book. Like, this is the only second time I've opened the book of The Grateful Dead. We need to get after it because, you know, I'm starting to reopen the book of the Eagles and stuff like that. I just think it's cool to go back and pop off. So let me know, you guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, go over to the Grateful Dead's channel, do the same, and listen to the music over there. You're not coming here to listen to the music. I don't know what the big deal is with the record labels and YouTube acting like people are coming to reaction videos to listen to the fucking music. It makes no sense. Like, you're going to go, I want to hear this in entirety. I don't want to hear some light-skinned dude with freckles talk and pause all the time. It makes no sense. But please, go support them. I love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.